Hi folks, welcome back to my den. Bit of a drizzly day today in Cheshire, but all in all it's still nice and bright, so we should be fine. I've got my roof over, might get a bit noisy, but it'll be fine. Today I'm going to be smoking some cheese. I'll do cold smoked cheese, and then later on I will also be doing some smoked oxtail. So I smoked oxtail, then I braise it in all the bits and pieces like a stew, and that will all be done on my smoker. Today's smoke I will be doing on my Weber kettle. I've got an extension to go on the top, which just gives a bit more space to get 2 grates of cheeses. I've got a cold smoker, a tube smoker with some pellets in. I've got cherry pellets today. I've got my lighter, my gas lighter, and then obviously I've got some cheese. I just get all sorts of cheese, whatever I find on special offer, cut them in half and use them like that. So let's get on with it. Okay, so let's get prepared now. Get the cheeses, get them all opened up. Right, so they're all open. Now we chop them all in half. That way the smoke will get into them a lot easier. I'll chop these into blocks this way, I think. Right, that's that. I do have some lovely knives as well, but I quite often use that still. I've got to get my tube smoker going. So I've got my tube smoker. I've got some cherry wood pellets. Now I've never used pellets. I've only ever used sawdust in a small different type, the Pro Q sawdust type smoke generator. I have, however, used this on something else, and I use as a test, and I used some tiny little chips, some little flakes. So everyone says you got to use these pellets, so here goes. Let's get this one alight first, and once it's alight, then we'll carry on with the cheese and get all the cheese sorted. And we just want a little bit of smoke. You don't want to heat the cheese up to more than 90 degrees Fahrenheit, and otherwise it starts sort of melting and whatnot. It's just not good for it. So we need a bit more. Right, we'll leave that now to get going, and then we can start using it once it's ready. Yeah, it looks like it's taking. We'll leave about 20 minutes and see how it goes, and once it's taken nicely, we'll lay it down in the bottom and then put our grates on. There's my Inkbird tube smoker going well. As I said, I've never used the pellets before, only some chips, and these pellets are going very well, I must admit. Really burning nicely. I'm also going to keep an eye on the temperature inside. I don't want it to go over 90. Ideal is about 80, 85 maximum. So I've got my probe, which will go on the grate, and just keep an eye on my temperature. And then I've got a receiver unit that I keep in my pocket and check what the temperature is all the time. So we're now putting it on the grate. I think we're actually going to get away with 1 grate today. I thought we might have to use 2, but yeah, there we are. 1's going to be fine. I won't need to use my smoke extension. I will put the tube smoker in line with the center there, so the smoke's going to come out on this area, so I don't have any cheese right over here, otherwise it gets too much. I'd rather the smoke comes up and then circulates through there. And a few little pieces fall off. So that's for me. Righty-ho then, folks. We can put the cheese on. And bring my temperature probe through. And I'll just put it over here somewhere. No cheeses directly above the smoker. So it's now going to all come up there and then all go out around it nicely. Righty-ho. Close it up. After about an hour, I will turn them round. And then about half an hour after that, I'll turn them around again. So we turn them a couple of times in the 3.5 hours. Right, as you can see, I've turned it all around a bit. Basically because my vent, when you close up, was directly above the smoke. I didn't want the smoke all just coming straight out. So now, at least you've got to travel half the way around. I don't know if it'll make a difference, but, you know, one of these things, let's try. I don't want it to come straight out. So, see how it goes. It's been going just over half an hour. Let's have a look and see how it is. Nice and smoky. Wow. Yeah, this smoker tube really is working well. Right, this has been going an hour now. It's time to turn them all over. They are very good looking. The temperature we're sitting on is 74. Hope you can read that there. Yeah, 74. So I don't think it's going to go much more than that. And it should be good. Right, I'm going to turn them all over and then close it up. I think these cheese are ready. It's had 2 hours now. There's a lot of smoke in that. A lot of smoke. It's going very yellow now. I'm going to pull these. I reckon they're done. 2 hours. I normally do like 3.5, but that's with a little tiny bit of smoke. Okay. So we'll place him in the bottom. So this, for all this extra smoke, I think is going to be perfect. I'm going to take them off now. They're done. What I do now, I'll take them off. Let them cool down a bit. They're sitting on about 84 degrees. They were 82, 82 Fahrenheit. So I'll take them off to let them settle down a bit. Put them in the fridge overnight. And then tomorrow or even the next day, I'll then vacuum them in bags, small bags, single bags. Put them in the fridge and then wait at least 2 weeks for it to be ready. Minimum. Prefer to leave them for at least a month, but after 2 weeks you can start nibbling. Right, so that's it. Job done. I love this smoker tube from Inkbird. It really is nice. And a lot more smoke than I'm used to. So yeah, it worked very well. Please could you subscribe to my channel, like the video. It does make a difference. It helps get the popularity on YouTube up. You know, in any little helps. So thanks very much for your support. Right, so there's our cheeses. They've had a couple of hours just sitting in here in the shade. So that's it. I'll put them in the fridge for a day and I'll vacuum them and then won't look at them for another 2 weeks at least, as I said earlier on, preferably a month.